ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to PTTEP Digital Roadshow. Before we get started, let me introduce our senior management. Kun Channamat, our Vice President, Finance Division, and I'm Kanchanan from Investor Relations. And today, I would say that we're very happy to keep you updated in terms of the industry highlights and also the strategy and growth. That's very exciting because we have a new vision and also a new strategy to discuss with you guys today. And the last part is to keep you updated on the financial performance. And let's start with the industry highlights from Kun Channamat. Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will be touching on the two parts for today. The first one, I will go wrap up a little bit on industry trend, and then I will go to a strategy and growth and what we could looking forward for PTTEP in the short term and longer term. A little bit on industry trend. I would like to highlight the key driver for most of the exploration and production company. It's going to be the oil price. Have you seen in the presentation, you will see that in the past, 2018, we are in a, it can consider to be a challenging year for most of the E&P company because you will see the oil trend still very volatile. You will see the first half of 2018, the oil price seemed to be climbing up, and then climbing up to the top on the third quarter. You will see a sharp decline by the end of 2018. So it's quite be a challenging. A lot of questions will come that what about we are looking toward to 2019 oil price. We'll give you a little bit views on our company views that the oil price should be traded in a wide range of 60 to 70 is an expected Brent oil price. Why is that? Because at the end of the 2019, a lot of people expected that the oil price in 2019 would be a little bit higher, could be ranging about 80 to 90s. But if you look at the right-hand side on the presentation, you give a bit of fundamental key driven of the oil price, which is the crude demand and supply. You will see on 19 and 20, it seems a little bit of a deficit in 2019. That's why a lot of people think that the oil price will be going up to 80s. But you see that it's going to be a surplus into 2020s. But in our view, if you're factoring in something like the OPEC or non-OPEC cut, they will still have an issue on the U.S. sanction Iran that give you a positive outlook, but still they have a negative outlook in terms of the economic growth of the global, such as the U.S., China still have a trade war, it haven't ended yet, and a lot of politics around the world that's going to be happening in 2019 that's unpredictable. And again, U.S. pipeline debottleneck will be resolved. So it could be a lot of supply from the Permian area in U.S. So that's blinking that the oil price still very fluctuate in 2019, but better than 2018. So that's why our companies will view the Brent should not be around 60 to 70. That's a little bit of the oil price. But one thing that PTTEP might have a very not really sensitive to the oil price because of our beauty of the portfolio. I mean, if you follow our company, you will see that our portfolio mix will be majority will be gas. It's a 70% gas and 30% is linked to oil. So every time they have an oil fluctuated, only 30% of our portfolio will be hidden by the fluctuation of the oil price. But another 70%, which is composing by the gas, is a beauty of the gas price in the Gulf of Thailand, which is only 1/3 linked to the oil price. And it have a lag time because it have a reset period in the fixed formula. So that's why that PTTEP will, gas price will be resilient to the oil price in that way. So in ramp up, that oil price will be not really affected to PTTEP right away if there was a fluctuation. That's a little bit of the oil price views of the company. So now I will go to part of the vision and the strategy, like Kun Kanchanan just say, that we have a new visions and a little bit reshaping our strategies. Talking for the vision, I mean, given the fact that this is going to be tough environment for in the E&P, company, not only the EMP company, I would say of the global, the environment tougher and more dynamic. So we think that the key word of collaborations will be a key word to be a key achievement for doing a business in the future under such environment. So that's why we have revised our visions to accommodate it and to get achievement in doing business in that environment. So we have reshaping to be an energy partner of choice. What does mean that the energy partner of choice? Not only the choice for the energy partner like E&P company, we are more looking to have a good collaborations with all the stakeholders. Not only the partner in a JV partner, but this extend to all the stakeholders that we're working at, especially for the government in the country that we have a present or we have to doing business with. And also this is extended to all the stakeholders like the people of that country that we would like to be a choice of that. So this is kind of like a vision that gives us the right to operate it in each country. And then I think this is going to be a good vision to do a successful business in such environment as well. The other part, not only the vision that we have to revise to support the environment, but for the strategy itself, I mean, in the past, last year, I think we have expressed some strategy we call 3R, the reset, renew, and refocus. I think we are very achieving in the reset strategy. Right now, we are in the first quartile in terms of the low-cost operator. Our unit costs have been very low if compared to the peers group. And we think that it's very successful in reset during the hot environment. If oil prices going deeply, like last year, it went low to the 40. I think we are very survived with a very high, strong cash flow because we are very successful in reset strategy. So right now, we think that we are doing well, and we would like to maintain that top quartile in terms of the cost side. So right now, we would like to focus on the renew and refocus, which we have already, we have reshaping the wording. Instead of using renew and refocus, we would like to reshaping to be clearer wording. So we put in the two wording, expand and execute. The expand and execute, I think, is the wording itself is self-explanation for the expand, but I would like just to clarify on the expand side what is strategy or what the action plan under the expand strategy. The first one for the expand, I think we will be more focusing on the coming home strategies, which I think we implement a little bit on the last year already. And the coming home strategy means that we would like to more focus on the Southeast Asia, our neighboring country in Thailand, Myanmar, even in Malaysia, and the gas to power in Southeast Asia as well. Including in the expand strategy, we would like to more enhance on the LNG capability with the PTT, and also like the develop energy related business. I will go more detail on the next page. And the execute, I think, is more explainable in terms of we would like to execute the existing project in our portfolio. That include the Bongkot and the one that we already won the bidding. If you follow up our news, I think we won the two bidding, the biggest bidding, the asset in Gulf of Thailand, that's called Bongkot and Erawan. And that's we would like to execute it to make it, the transition have been very smooth in that sense. And also the execute, it's been all the development project in our hand. We would like to see other sanction, and we move forward to development and production soonness. Okay, I will a little bit more further to explain the coming home strategy. That's part of the expand one. You will see on the picture, we have put in the side in the circle. You will see there was two circles. It's in Southeast Asia and also in the Middle East. That's two areas that we would like to focus on at the moment. Coming home strategy means that before you will see that we have expanded our business in a variety of the country. Right now we like to more focus on, as I said earlier, Thailand as our base home, and Myanmar and Malaysia will be another area we would like to focus. So the next M&A that we would like to focus should be around this country. For the Middle East, a lot of people will have a question why PTTEP go to Middle East. Okay, we have to accept that the large reserve and resources still maintained in the Middle East, but we have focused on to invest it in the country that most friendly and have less political turbulence. So we pick on the UAE and the Oman to be the focus country in Middle East. And I think our strategy will go with the strong partner in that sense. So once we go to invest in the Middle East, I think we will find a strategic alliance. This have been, for instance, that for example, that last month, I think we already announced that we have entering to the UAE exploration block hand in hand with the ADNOC and ENI. So that's an example that how we achieve this kind of strategy. That's talking about the M&A that we try to focus on coming home strategy. Then for the executed, I would like to highlight on the Bongkot and Air One. That's going to be a big piece as well that we would like to focus on because it's going to be a transition. Since we won the bid, there was another part, the Air One, that currently the Chevron is an operator in that field. So what we are doing at the moment, we already signed the PSC with the government. So the next step should be on the process of transition process that we have to ensure. There's going to be three parties that's going to be PTTEP, the government itself, and the Chevron that have to be in a deep discussion on how to make this process, the transfer process, smoothly, and make sure that by the end of the 2022 and 23, we can have a gas supply to Thailand without disruption. Okay. The other part is about the development project. On our hand, we're talking about Mozambique, Algeria, and Vietnam. Now it's on the funnel, waiting for the sanction. Mozambique, particularly, I think we quite believe that by the first half of this year, we're going to see a good news on that. We're going to sanction the 2 trains of LNG that's comprised of 12 million tons per year. That will be achievable by first half to be sanctioned, and we expect that the production could be started up by 2024-25. That's going to be the most big update. For the Algeria itself, I think this is, I think we already announced the good news that we're going to have an initial phase of Algeria sanction. Yesterday, we just announced the news that we already sanctioned the first phase. But for the Algeria, and then the coming up, the production will be another 3 or 4 years from now. And the Vietnam itself as well, that we have a stake in Vietnam. I think that's waiting for the sanction. I think we are talking with the government at the moment. But the 3 of them is in the pipeline at the moment that we have to focusing on how to FID those projects as planned. The M&A, we already explained that. So moving to the new business, that one is more like an EMP business, the one that we are familiar with. Moving to the new business opportunities, we are frankly that in the fact that we cannot disregard the oil disruptive things that happen that globally, that we are that a lot of people will be concerned that oil will not be in demand anymore. So, I mean, given the fact that PTTEP have concern that that's going to be in the future, so we have moving to the new business opportunity as well. The first one that we would like to touch on is gas to power. It's not really the new business, frankly speaking, but it's a little bit up to the power as well. What I mean for the gas to power is mean that this is going to be first implement in the Myanmar, since they have opportunities in Myanmar. If you remember that we have 3 producing fields in Myanmar and another 5 or 6 exploration blocks in Myanmar as well. And then we see that Myanmar have a large demand of the gas in the future. If the new PDP that the Myanmar government have been announced recently, you will see that the Myanmar government expect that there's going to be huge demand of gas in the near future, and by 2030, I think the government of Myanmar would like to see that the people of Myanmar have sufficient electricity to use in-house. That's kind of like we find that is a great opportunity since we already have a supply of gas that need to monetize. So instead of waiting to monetize the gas, we create a demand for our gas. So that's why the gas to power become in opportunities that we are looking at. This is going to be, we're going to use the gas supply from our existing field, and then we're going to build the pipeline, and then next to the power plant, which is we are talking with the PTT subsidiary, which could be GAPSC, that's they more expertise on the power sectors. So that's kind of like the coordination among PTT group in this kind of the opportunities, the gas to power. Okay, moving to the non-E&P opportunities, we have established the company called the AI Robotics Venture. This happened by last year, the beginning of this year. We have established the company. The company will look toward the new cutting-edge technologies. The main objective eventually just to try to find the cutting-edge technologies like robotics to help to improve the E&P process in ourselves. For instance, like subsea inspection, that instead of using the mankind, we use the robotics, the robot to go to inspect the subsea instead of that. And this is going to be improve a lot of safety itself, improve in terms of the dollars term as well, so we can lower the operating cost in that sense. As well as the drone, I think we are very successful in the drone to inspect the flare in the wellhead platform. This is going to be the one that we already testing in our field and very successful on that. And this kind of the cutting edge technologies that we still looking forward to a new technologies to help in our business as well. And if there is any opportunities to extend this business to the other part of the world, I think we are looking in that sense as well. And this more or less on the strategy and growth that we can look for PTTEP in the short term and longer terms. So next gonna be in the financial part that how we're gonna support those growth with our financial performance.
Thank you very much, Kun Chanamat. It's so exciting that we are shaping our with a new vision of the partner of choice, and as well as the strategy, especially the coming home strategy, that we're gonna have more clearer picture rather than going around the world. Then we coming home, basically in Thailand, and the Myanmar and the Malaysia. So coming with together the successful story since the beginning of the year after we won the bidding, and before we moving forward, so we can moving backward a bit in terms of the financial results in 2018. What I gonna say is I would say that we have a very good result in 2018 as well. Basically, I think you may aware that we already reported our net income of $1.1 billion US. That's almost 90% increase comparing to the previous year. That's because of the higher in the oil price, as we just discussed earlier. So you can see from our average selling price in 2018, it was $47 per barrel of oil equivalent, increased 19% comparing to 39 in 2017. And not only the oil price and the average selling price, it's also the sales volume that you see in 2018, we also increased around 2%. That basically because of the completion of the Bongkot acquisition, the stake of 22% that we have the deal for that, and as well as the higher nomination from the existing assets like the contract 4 or the MTJDA. And that's in terms of the revenue side, I would say that it's good in terms of the price and also the volume. And down to the cost, our unit cost last year was around $32 per barrel of oil equivalent, as we expected because of the higher in the oil price. That's why the royalty also increased in line with the revenues, and a bit higher in terms of the DD&A from the Bongkot acquisition. So if you see our average selling price and compare with the cash cost, so you see our cash flow is growing. So basically last year we generated the operating cash flow of $3.2 billion with the EBITDA margin of 73%. That's enough to cover for the maintenance capex, debt services, and even the dividends that I'm going to show you in the next slide. The proposed dividend of the 2018, we propose 5 baht per share, representing the 55% payout ratio. That's in line with our policy, not less than 30%. And we're going to propose to our shareholder next week and going to pay in April. So hopefully you're happy with that. And next, what we're gonna look like in the next year, in this year and the next 5 years. So basically, we have a sales volume for 5 years, and this picture we haven't included the volume from the Bongkot and Erawan that we just won. You see the sales volume in 2019 will increase around 5%. And after that, we're trying to sustain our plateau average at 320 kboed, and drop that you see in 2022, that's because of the Bongkot gonna be expired in that year. And with the good news, we gonna have the volume, and on top of that, we also want the Erawan that Khun Chanamat just mentioned. So altogether, the total sales volume gonna creeping up to the same level that we expected. And a part of that, we still have the volume from the pre-development project that we just discussed about the Algeria that we just sanctioned and announced yesterday, and also in the pipeline like the Vietnam and the Mozambique. That the picture of the sales volume in the next 5 years. And next, how we gonna spend to deliver that volume. So basically our 5 years capex plan, we expect to spend around $16 billion and the capex around $9.3 billion. So basically you see our maintenance capex in the blue highlight is around $1.3 billion. And with the pre-development project that we just discussed, that's in the capex going to be in the gray color. So majority is Mozambique that we expect to sanction this year. So totally it's around $1.8 billion altogether. And this is a very conservative because that's based on the 100% of the equity. And we plan to do the project financing, which is around 60%. So the capex might not be that much, going to be lower than that. So basically this is our 5-year plans that we gonna spend based on the existing assets that we have. So in summary, in terms of the financial, the guidance in 2019, you will see our average sales volume is around 318 kboed, increased from previous year, and the average gas price still high at $6.8 per MMBTU, and the unit cost still in a range that we try to be in a top quartile and maintain at around $32 per BOE, and the EBITDA margin is around 70 to 75%. So basically with the new vision and the strategy that we just discussed, we believe that we could maintain our value creation to the shareholders and sustain our growth. That key message that we would like to share with you today. So now we are welcome any question that you may have. So feel free to send to us. Yes. Okay, so far, maybe regarding the reserves, that what the major concern so far that we have a very low reserves life, and how we gonna look at it in the next couple years or in terms of the longer term, maybe.
Okay, so you mean like a lot of questions from a lot of investors that we have visited have already concerned on the reserve side.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Because clearly we just have a 5 years of the reserve.
That's probably a little bit low if you compare to average of the E&P. But however, there's going to be a concern for the last year and over the year for the company. But with a lot of good news for the company, for instance, like we have won the bid on the Bongkot and Erawan that could extend our reserve life to be another, from 5, probably go up to 7 to 8 years. That's only come from the Bongkot and Erawan that we won the bids. And the other near future reserve add that you can looking for,
sanction for
right?
the Mozambique.
Yeah, the Mozambique one. That's going to be add another a year to the reserve life. And that's come with the Mozambique and the Bongkot and Erawan. Our reserve life could be up to 8 to 9 years. So from 5 to 8 to 9 years as a significant improvement in the reserve side. And I think our target reserve, if you're talking about target reserve, I think PTTEP is still looking to maintain the reserve life around 7 years. Yeah. And right now we achieve, I think after everything have been sanctioned as planned, I think 8 to 9 years will be our reserve life. So that should be much of the concern for this year, and it's going to be out of the concern of a lot of investors in that sense.
Yeah, right. So thank you for the reserves. And okay, the other question is about the FX that. I think because we are the dollar company, so every time the baht currency is fluctuated, so it's going to impact our bottom line quite a lot. So the question is the view, the opinion from the effect.
First of all, I would like to capture that PTTEP is a dollars company. Okay, so we have a financial statement reporting a dollars company. So majority of economic, I mean like in terms of the operation, I think Thai baht currency haven't affected to PTTEP in that sense. However, since we still have to file tax in baht currency, while our financial statement in accounting sense have reported in US dollars. So we have some effect on the fluctuation in the Thai and US dollar currency in terms of the what in accounting terms called deferred tax, with coming effect from the difference between the currency that we have to file tax and accounting book. But if you ask about the strength in Thai baht, that's gonna give us the a positive effect on the financial statement. So we're gonna get the deferred tax asset in that sense. So even the strength of the Thai baht will give a positive to PTTEP. But good things that I think the law and for the tax. The revenue department, I think right now in the process that they will allow us to submit the tax in US dollars, right?
Yeah.
So if this can become effective, I think the effect that I'm talking about that's gonna be resolved. And right now will be 100% a dollar company and haven't any effect on the have a very minor effect on the fluctuation of the Thai baht and US dollar.
Yeah. And hopefully that's gonna finalize by this year.
Yes,
yeah, let's see on that. And maybe they may come late. They recap, like us to recap again about the oil price outlook, maybe in a range of
60s, 70s. That's what I said. That it does. Yes, it's going to be, keep volatile in a wide range of 60, 70.
Yeah. And also the dividend policy, as we just mentioned, not less than 30%. And any potential to increase the dividend payout? Yeah.
I think we have been maintained more than our dividend policy, okay, in the past. And then the dividend, we are looking highly depend on the cash flow, the investment in the future, and we have been factoring in those to come up with a dividend. But we are looking in the absolute term as well, and then we have to balance in terms of the shareholders as well. So to answer your question, probably have to look at our investment plan in the future as well. But our policy is to keep at not less than 30%.
Okay, thank you.
Please recap on the pricing mechanisms and update on negotiation on this formula due to the IMO. Okay, this pretty question from our follow investor. Our pricing mechanism, as I said, that the beauty of the gas price is 1/3 of the gas price. At the current terms, majority will fix with will tied with the fuel oil. Okay, and there's so be a little bit concern since we tied to the fuel oil, and if they have the IMO concerns that the fuel oil will be I will say like it's going to be dropping in the fuel oil price because of the IMO things. But however, this going to be effect only on the existing terms for the pricing for the Gulf of Thailand, because Mongkot and Erawan will be under the new terms after 2022 and 23 onward, because under the new term, the gas price will be tied to the Dubai price. So this kind of the concern IMO will be resolved after under the new terms.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions from home? Okay, so right now if we don't have any more questions, so still feel free to ask us via the email, or you can email us at ir@pttep.com or call us at the office. So thank you for joining today and hope to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.